Hi, everybody. Here we are with week number 2, and it's important that I tell you that this week we are going to be meeting online again. So, unfortunately, we won't be seeing each other, but it'll be really important that you complete the module for week number 2. This week, we need to talk about the field experience component for reading evaluation and diagnosis. You have to do 10 hours, and those 10 hours have to be done at Euler Elementary School. That is not far from CCU. It's only about 7 minutes down the hill on Hatmaker Street. And I'll try to make sure that I have the address for you so that you can find it, but just know that it's nearby. What you're going to do is you're going to go, Euler has this Hampton mentoring program, and it's an established tutoring program that uses mentors in the sense of tutors as they come from the community. So Euler is very used to our students coming in. It's already a set up program, so it's really great for you guys. And the nice thing about it is it does not require a lot of extra work outside of just going to the actual tutoring sessions. You don't have to do any prep work ahead of time. No lesson plan writing, nothing like that. You just show up, and then when you're there, the person in charge will tell you what they want you to work on that day with that student. The tutoring sessions are about 20 to 30 minutes in length, and what I want you to do is, on average, go for 1 hour per week. Sorry. Some people go down there twice a week for 30 minutes each. And then other people just go for 1 whole hour and meet with 2 different students in that hour 1 time a week. It does not matter to me. It's up to you. You just need to know that by the end of the semester, you need to have 10 hours completed. Now, what's important is that you don't waste time getting started, because they will have a spring break and you will have a spring break, and it probably will not be the same weeks. Also, spring is testing season for schools, so some weeks they're going to say that they don't want to have tutoring sessions because all the students are going to be doing standardized testing and there won't be anybody available. Okay, so don't put it off. Also, do not call down there and say, I'm coming for 1 week and doing all my 10 hours in 1 week. It doesn't work that way, okay? And if you try to do that, the person in charge is going to let me know, and then we're going to have to talk about it, okay? So the idea is that you will be working with the same 2 students. Remember, 30 minutes in a session, so 2 students per week for the rest of the semester. Now, I will tell you that Euler has a pretty high attendance issue. So because of that, even though they try to have you work with the same student, there will be times when you show up and your student will be absent. Now, the other nice thing about this is it's not like Euler says to you, well, sorry, your kid's not here. Instead, what they're going to do is just give you somebody else to work with. So hopefully you'll get to work with the same 2 students as much as possible, but don't worry about it if you don't get to. Also, the spring semester is a little bit different than the fall because it is testing season. It would not be unusual for you to be working with older students. So they might ask you to work with 5th graders or 4th graders, and if you're an early childhood person, don't worry about it. Just do whatever they ask you to do. But sometimes in the spring, they use the Hampton mentoring program as an opportunity to kind of give a final push to some students in the upper grades where the standardized test is really important so that they can hopefully give them a little extra help before they have to take their test, okay? So overall, that's the way it works. Most of you, I'm not sure how many of you, but some of you, if you've had phonics already, it's the same thing that we do in the fall for phonics. If you have not had that class yet, then you'll be new to this, but seek out a friend who's already had this class or who has had phonics if you have any questions about it, and they would probably be the best person to talk to about the details about it. I do know that when you go down to Euler, you do not enter the main school doors. There's a separate entrance for the tutoring people. I think it's by the playground. It might say kindergarten above the door. I'm sorry, I don't remember for sure. That's where you want to ask a friend. It's also a nice idea to talk to other people about the parking situation, just so that you can get tips from them about the parking and what's the best thing to do. But I know you knock on the door or buzz in or something, and then you go straight into the tutoring session. Let's see, what else do you need to know? So as far as setting up, you are going to contact the person. I'll provide the contact information. You can either call or email the person in charge. You're going to tell that person that you are a CCU student and you want to sign up for tutoring sessions. You're going to tell her your availability and then work with her to come up with a common time each week that you can go down there and be available. That's one reason why I kind of see this as a class that meets twice a week. And on that Thursday, you have that morning open time if you want to use it for that purpose. Oilers in early school, I think they have sessions starting as early as 7:30 in the morning, but they do finish probably up around 2 p.m. in the afternoon because they start early, they get out earlier in the afternoon. All right, so you need to do that right away and set up your sessions so that you can get started. Okay, 10 hours total by the end of the semester is what your goal is. Now, in the module, there are going to be some handouts that are important. One is just an information sheet. One is a professional attributes checklist that it's things like being on time, dress properly, being professional, those kinds of things. And then the final one is a time log. Please use the time log to keep track of the days that you go and the times that you're there. If the tutoring session is 20 minutes long, we just look at each session as 30 minutes, okay? So if you're down there for an hour and you have like a 10-minute in between, it's fine. You're there for an hour, count it for an hour, okay? Also, the person in charge does not need to sign off on your form every single time that you're down there. It's really common that someone just keep track of it all semester on the professional attributes as well as the time log. And then at the end, just ask her to sign across the whole sheet one time. That's fine. Don't bother her every single time that you're down there. Typically in the past, if there's been a problem with someone being on time or not professional, she lets me know about that anyways, and we can address the issue, okay? But the paperwork's important for your file so that we can show the state that you've had this experience, okay? The other thing that you need to do is you're going to keep what I just call a journal and open up a Word document. Every time you go, just type I worked with James and then the date and then give me one paragraph about what you and James did in that tutoring session for the day. Save it, close it. The next time you go for a tutoring session, open up that same document, hit enter. Now today you worked with Hannah and write Hannah's name and date and then a paragraph about what you did with Hannah during your session. You're going to do that every single time so that you have this running journal, these entries that are about your experience at Euler. Then at the end of the semester, you will turn in 3 things. You will turn in the signed professional attributes checklist. You will turn in your signed and completed time log. And then you will also turn in this journal that you've been keeping all semester. Let me clarify, sometimes people get confused. I am not saying that you tutor all semester and then at the end you type up about your experience. That is not what you do. Instead, you write paragraph by paragraph each time that you have a session with a student so that you can show your progress throughout the whole semester, okay? So if you go for an hour and you work with 2 students, you should have 2 entries on your journal. Don't worry about their last names. I don't need to know who these kids are that you're working with, but just use their first names. That's completely fine. I won't know who they are. Okay? The other thing is, if for some reason you are sick or you have car trouble or you can't, for some reason you can't show up, please, please, please call her and let her know ahead of time that you are not coming. They are expecting you to be there. You need to let her know if something comes up and you're not going to be there. Or if you know ahead of time that you're not going to be there. Let her know, please, in advance so that she's not waiting on you and expecting you to be there. Also be prompt, be on time, don't be late. And it's only 20 minutes, so you want to maximize your time. It's usually, I get pretty good student feedback on this. They like working with the students. They like getting the experience. And it's nice that you don't have to do any lesson planning ahead of time. Okay? That's what you need to know about the Hampton Mentoring Program at Euler. Please let me know if you have any questions right away. Don't wait. Also, just so you know, it's fine with me if you go down there more than one of you at a time. They can accommodate more than one person showing up at the same time. So if you want to carpool or ride down there together, that is totally fine with me. Okay? So that's all I can think of right now. If you have questions, text me, email me, let me know. And you want to take care of that this week while you're in Module 2. And also, I will post the rest of the assignments for week 2. All right? Looking forward to seeing what you completed in week 1, and we will see each other soon. Thanks a lot.